At least 76 people have died in a fire at a ski resort in Turkey. 51 others are injured, with some guests forced to jump from windows to escape the flames. Initial investigations have led to the arrests of 9 people, including the hotel owner.
Atop snowy mountains, deadly flames. 238 guests were staying at this 12-storey hotel during school holidays when a fire sparked around 3:30 a.m. A popular ski resort in Turkey's northwest, becoming a scene of panic and desperation. We cannot get out. Help, guests yell to people below. Others climbing down sheets tied together to escape. Dozens of people were killed. This man survived, even though he says no fire alarm went off. The people on the upper floors were screaming, he says. They dangled down a sheet. Some were trying to get in, some were trying to jump out. This hotel worker says there was a man holding his baby. We tried to do our best. Turkey's President Erdogan declaring a day of mourning and says all those who caused such a tragedy will be held accountable. The blaze out cold. Now questions about how so many lives were lost. In London, Hannah Sinclair, 9 News.
Donald Trump is wasting no time as America's 47th president. Today had it all. The announcement of a multi-billion-dollar AI deal, convicted criminals walking free, and the Commander-in-Chief getting called out at church.
In the name of our God.
This wasn't a prayer for the president, it was at him.
I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now.
This pastor making a direct plea to Donald Trump to show compassion to immigrants, transgender children and people fleeing war zones. He was less than impressed.
I didn't think it was a good service, no.
For President 47, today marked a new term in the old job, and that meant another turn on the microphone.
My first day back from having a nice life.
What started as an $800 billion AI investment announcement.
This will include the construction of colossal data centers, very, very massive structures. I was in the real estate business. These buildings, these are big, beautiful buildings.
Evolved into a wide-ranging Q&A. One reporter asking about Trump's new meme coin.
Made a lot of money, sir.
How much?
Several $billion.
Several billion, that's peanuts for these guys.
Then a rare compliment about President 46.
And I opened it, and there it was. It said to number 47. And it was a very nice letter. I mean, I could show it because I think it was a nice letter. Maybe I will.
After signing more than 200 executive orders and actions, the cogs were in motion. And in the case of more than 1,500 January 6 defendants, that meant the jail gate was opening up.
They've served years in jail, and murderers don't even go to jail in this country. These people have already served years in prison, and they've served them viciously. It's a disgusting prison.
2 of the highest profile criminals to walk free, former leader of the Proud Boys, Enrico Tarrio, and head of the Oath Keepers, Stuart Rhodes. They were serving 22 and 18 years respectively for seditious conspiracy. Men who were found to have plotted to overthrow the US government with an insurrection.
I thought their sentences were ridiculous and excessive. These were people that actually love our country.
We stood up for our country because we knew the election was stolen.
Here at the DC prison, one by one, these January 6 defendants are being released, and awaiting them on the outside is this group of supporters and family who have been cheering for the president's act of clemency. For others, this flex of presidential power is a bitter pill to swallow.
I have been betrayed by my country, and I've been betrayed by those that supported Donald Trump.
Donald Trump promised to act with historic speed. If day one is anything to go by, there's a busy 4 years ahead. In Washington, D.C., Lauren Tomasi, 9 News.
Not even 24 hours into the new presidency, and the White House had an Australian guest, Foreign Minister Penny Wong. It was straight to business for the senator, who held talks with multiple members of the new administration.
He's Donald Trump's man about the world.
Congratulations, Mr. Secretary.
And the 47th president has given him a playbook.
Does it make us stronger? Does it make us safer? And does it make us more prosperous? If it doesn't do one of those three things, we will not do it.
His first day on the job, and US Secretary of State Marco Rubio is side by side with Australia's foreign minister.
Mr. Secretary, Cabinet of Majors Australia. Has the President given you an assurance that AUKUS is safe?
Silence publicly, but behind closed doors.
It's been really clear that the Trump administration understands the strategic imperative around AUKUS.
More clarity coming from a meeting of Quad nations, relationships America could leverage to counter China's influence in the Indo-Pacific. Donald Trump is America first, but it only took a few hours in the White House before there was an Australian visitor, Penny Wong, meeting with National Security Advisor Mike Waltz.
The moving van was still in the driveway at the West Wing when we came out of our meeting.
Wong offering minimal commentary about the new man in the chair.
President Trump has made it clear that he is going to do things differently.
The reality of the situation is America's new Commander-in-Chief, Donald Trump, is entirely unpredictable. But striking these key talks so early in this administration is being seen as crucial by Australia.
What it says is that this alliance matters and this relationship matters.
And this might be the start of a beautiful friendship. In Washington, D.C., Jonathan Kersley, 9 News.
Commuters can breathe easier tonight with rail unions cancelling industrial action following the government's withdrawal of its Fair Work Commission application. The pay dispute remains in gridlock, with a contentious safety clause keeping both sides at an impasse.
Ready to rumble in the Fair Work Commission.
We have a strong defence. The government's case is at best flimsy.
It was over before it began.
We're incredibly happy that the government's once again dropped its 424 case.
The decision made after the rail union agreed to stop its industrial action that's been causing lengthy delays and cancellations for commuters.
Obviously, that's a breakthrough that we've been waiting for a long time.
Passengers will no longer be caught in the middle while this dispute is negotiated because of the strong action that the government took.
A major sticking point stalling those negotiations, a safety clause the government wants removed that gives union members a say on the design of new trains and infrastructure. Transport bosses also holding firm on their pay offer of 15% over 4 years.
The ask is still unaffordable for the state government, for the budget, for the transport budget.
Today's development doesn't end the industrial action, it only delays it. The RTBU can commence new work bans with 10 days notice, and the ETU has only postponed its crippling actions until the end of February.
Once again, if the government doesn't come back to the bargaining table, we really have no other choice than to re-escalate our campaign.
We will not hesitate to go back to Fair Work to protect passengers.
The circus continuing. At least for now, commuters won't be part of the show.
My message to the government and to Chris Minns is pick up the phone, let's negotiate, let's get this done.
In the CBD, James Wilson, 9 News.